Good evening, Sweet Squad. Good evening, good people. Shoot. Live. Wait, they ain't live. Good evening, Reginald. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello. Thank you for joining. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Good evening. Hello, Pink Panther. Thank you for joining. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Thank God it's no longer Monday. It is Tuesday. And tomorrow will be Wednesday. This time is just flying too fast. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. And I missed you all because I was on a sick and shut in list. And I was trying to be a nurse to my child who had to have surgery yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, everyone. I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who joined my membership. I really appreciate it. All is well, Pink Panther. Thank you so much. I'm much better, and my daughter she's getting better. She's in a little pain, but she'll be fine. Them kids, they bounce back, they're resilient. But good evening. I am yeah, thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to everyone who joined my membership. I highly appreciate it. And the ones who joined the membership, I just want you all to give me some suggestions and just let me know what it is that you want me to touch on next in the future so that my membership can be all about you guys and what you guys request. Um, so this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 8. It was a snooze fest. It was so boring. Up until like the last 3 minutes. But I did take a few notes. And um yeah, it's just to me, like it's just mediocre. And I hate the way that they tried to anchor Portia to be that girl this season, and it is a huge flop. We in the 8th episode. She ain't brought nothing yet. But hey, this is what they've done. But anyway, as the episode opens up, Shamia wrote a little country song. Look, I think it was like a joke. It was just a joke, just her, you know, cracking funny, making a little country song to go along with a trip. Um, so they still celebrating. This is day 2 of Portia's B-Day trip. Um, Britt says that Angela rubbed her the wrong way. Britt is not happy with Angela because Angela asked her some questions about her her insurance license, and I think Britt didn't like the fact that, I mean, somebody inquired about what you were saying, and if it was true, then what you mad about? But yeah, Britt is that's what's keeping a bad taste in Britt mouth for Angela. She's telling Mark about it and talking about her and Angela were cool and guess when Angela asked her that question, it just threw her all the way off. But to me, if you are telling the truth about your insurance being investigated and being on the verge of being taken, I'm not understanding why, when she asked you for details about why your insurance license was being investigated, you just got all up in arms instead of just explaining to her, like, what the investigation was about. When they emailed you, what they said, or when they called you, what did they say? What did they say was the cause of it? When did they start investigating it? And yes, thank you, Pink Panther. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking that Britt is um she's just mad because somebody questioned her. That's what I think. Um, Shamia is on the phone with her husband, and she is, what was it, the doctor? I think it was a doctor and her husband. She was kind of checking up on her small baby and talking to her husband. Um, she got really emotional, and I believe it was because her baby is sick, and she's been sickly since she's been born, and she's always got something going on with her. She got a physical therapist, an occupational therapist. She got this person coming to the house. She got this doctor. They're always having to rush her to the hospital when she gets a fever. Like, she is really like sickly. So she got emotional, and she was talking about how good Gerald is, how good of a father and of a husband that he is. So she feels obligated to have to give him a son. I beg to differ. I feel like if you are already stressed out about this little baby, and you guys are so busy with all of the professionals, the medical professionals that are coming to the house, and all of the doctor's appointments that she has, and taking her to therapy, and doing this for and doing that for, and then she has setbacks all through the months and things like that. So you guys are spending a lot of time at the hospital. Like, why would you take that time away from her to give to another child? Now, I understand that her husband is probably a good father and he's a good husband. I mean, from the looks of it, he's amazing. But I think that's more stress. That's asking for more stress. Heaven forbid something happens with the little boy, and he has any issues or anything. It's like, and I just feel like that oldest daughter is, getting the shorter end of the stick at some point, because she has to spend all this time and stop, drop, and roll to take care of the little baby. So because the bigger girl is not sickly, and she doesn't have, nobody has to pay attention to her because she doesn't have any ailments or illnesses, I think that she's feeling like, I want my mom and my daddy, to myself. And if you were to, I think if Shamia were to have another child, that could really put a strain on that little girl, especially the oldest one, because of course you're going to be catering to the baby and the sick child, and she's going to barely get any attention. So, and when Shamia got emotional on this call, I couldn't help but to think about the idea of her having another son for her husband, who is a wonderful father and husband. And I just feel like she'll be going off the world bass backwards, because like a lot. That would be, to me, it would be way too much stress for me to handle. Um Cynthia and Angela are talking to each other. Um Angela was telling Cynthia that she didn't like the way that they were all ganging up on Drew, and she had to just speak up for her Drew and for herself, because she invited Drew. And I think the issue is that they're not used to anybody speaking up for Drew. Nobody ever speaks up for Drew. And Angela is really like speaking up for her and writing for her. So they're like, that's like different for them, because Drew is just usually out on the island by herself and nobody cares about what she says or what happens with her. It's like, oh, Drew over there. And I know she's sad and I know she crying, but oh well. So she just talking to her about, her reasoning for inviting Drew. She wanted to invite Drew on a trip because she felt like it would be a perfect time for her and Portia to have a conversation so that they could reconcile their friendship or their bond or their relationship or sisterhood or whatever it was. But it's just looking like Portia wants to be mad. And I am not going to be in the business of kissing nobody behind. Once I try to extend the olive branch to you, and I'm telling you that I apologize and it's not what you think it is, and I'm trying to explain to you what it is and get you to understand and see things from my point of view. Once you give me a kiss, I don't think you got to give it to me twice. Like once, like Portia is just really dissing the mess out of Drew. And Drew is, to me, I don't know, like, please, please, please be my friend. Can you please forgive me? I'm not talking to Dennis and I'm not dealing with Dennis. And please believe me. And I am telling the truth. And it's like, girl, let it go. If you're telling the truth and you done told her you're telling the truth and he done told her, then let that go. She'll come around when she do, and if she don't come around, she ain't got to. Um, Angela says that she is loyal to her friends, and I can definitely understand that. Drew finally pulls up. Drew didn't really want to come on this trip because she waited so long to come and join them, and she didn't want to come. But I mean, of course, it's a show. Production made her come, and she had to at least check in to get a check. Um, she's asking about what's going on. Angela is getting her makeup done, and she tells her to go check her room out. And Drew like, "Ugh, I'm feeling like, oh, this looking like a orphan. Are these my bunk beds up here?" That was another reason why Drew probably was like, deuces, y'all, I'm done. It's a wrap for me, because I'm not about to be sleeping in the It's a Hard Knock Life beds. I didn't come out here to come and join y'all and have a party for me to be having to sing It's a Hard Knock Life. No, I'm okay. I mean, I got red hair, but I am far from Annie, okay? Because she like, okay, this room looks like an orphanage. And why is this my space? But of course, we know why it's her space and why she was chosen to, yes, the bunk beds, Pink Panther. It was just a mess. She like, why do I gotta get the bunk beds? Why do I gotta sleep in the orphan room? But you know what it was? It was because Portia wanted you to sleep there. She wanted you to be humiliated. Um, so Angela's telling Drew to make it a point to try to talk to Portia. Drew's like, I've already done that. And Angela's like, well, just go try again. Just keep trying. Maybe she'll catch on this time. And Drew is just like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna try and see what I can do. But I just felt like Portia just want to be mad. Portia wants this to be a part of her storyline. And if you were still married to Simon, Portia, you would not give a hill of beans about what her and Dennis were doing, whether they were working together, dating together, liking together. Like, you wouldn't even care what they were doing, in what capacity they were getting familiar in, because you would feel like, I got a husband, I can care less about what Dennis doing. And now that your husband has not acted right, y'all separating, and now all of a sudden Dennis is my family. Because Dennis could say the same thing about you, and how you just jumped on Simon and married him in 2 weeks, and you could care less about how Dennis felt about that. Like, you, like, keep it a buck. You wouldn't care. You didn't have a care in the world when you were married to that man. And now that you have time on your hands, and you are dealing with a divorce, and it is making you an emotional person, and you are feeling sentimental and emotional. So now you're feeling betrayed because Dennis want to work with Drew. Although him and Ralph are friends, Drew not gonna do that. She wouldn't even do that just because you would. Don't think everybody move like you, because they don't. Um, and I'm just getting sick of her with that. I'm just tired. I'm tired of that attitude. I'm tired of her just giving everybody her behind the kiss. I don't like her this season. I just really do not. And even though she dumb as a doorknob, she's always been funny dumb to me. And I've always felt like she was a good key, and not so much, not no more. Not so much. They all in the meeting area, the common area, meeting up. um they telling Portia happy birthday. Portia ended up hugging Drew. She did kind of greet her a little bit, gave her a little dry hug. They went on a little excursions, and they were in the when they were in the party bus. Shamia had started crying. She had got emotional because somebody had texted her. She had done the commercial a couple seasons back about DV, and she talked about how her ex-husband DV'd her, and she talks about that situation and how she got out and everything. And there was a lady at that time telling her that she didn't believe her. You know how people are. It reminded me of when K Michelle first got on Love and Hip Hop, and she was talking about Memphis. And at that time, Toya, Reggie mother, was married to, well, I don't know if they was married or if they were engaged or like almost married. But K Michelle was talking about how he was DVing her, and he had been physically abusive with her. And they all turned their back on K Michelle. Rashida, um, uh, Toya, all of like Toya homegirls, everybody that Toya is familiar with, and they were calling K Michelle a liar, until we saw Memphis in that episode of Love and Love Marriage Boot Camp with Toya, when he slapped the table and looked like he was about to slap her. Yes, Pink Panther, you remember that? He slapped that table and he looked like he was about to slap her. And everybody was like, oh, so K Michelle wasn't lying. So it's like, if somebody says that they have been physically assaulted by someone, and you are going to say, I don't believe that because he wasn't like that with me. That does not mean that that wasn't their experience. It does not mean just because you didn't experience anything physical with this person, you can't deny, or you can't just all out just say this person is lying because they saw another side that you didn't see. You can say that it didn't seem like he would be that type of person to do something like that while I was dating him, with him, married to him, whatever him. You can say that he didn't give off that energy with you, but you cannot say what you can't die on that hill and feels like, exactly, it doesn't mean that it did not happen to them. You cannot just discount them and their story and their word because you didn't have to experience the same thing. God bless you, and I'm happy that you didn't have to experience it, but it was real bold how they all teamed on her and called her all kind of liars and all of this stuff. She trying to be fake and making this a storyline, and he was talking about she trying to defame my character, and he was saying he was gonna sue her, but you see, ain't no suit ever come up, so he knew he wasn't about to sue that dang old girl because she had said he knocked her teeth out, he had to get her teeth back fixed and all this stuff, and he didn't go to no court and open no case, so we should have known then that he was lying. But of course, K Michelle was the underdog, and they weren't her friends, and they didn't like her, and they weren't familiar with her, and she wasn't the one that they were cozying up with. So they just discounted her, pushed her stuff aside, and said, "Oh, you lying, because he ain't never did that to you." Um, but Shamia said that she felt vindicated in that moment because the lady who felt like she was lying, I guess she had maybe experienced it, saw somebody experience it, or somebody told her about them experiencing it, because she just texted her out of the blue and said that she apologized for telling her that she didn't believe her back then. So I could see where that would have made Shamia, emotional. Um and that would have been like that would have helped me, feel vindicated too. Especially, first of all, I wouldn't have cared because I know what I know what I done been through, and I know I wasn't lying. So I don't care what you believe or what you saying about this man. But it was nice that the lady could, admit that she was wrong, and that he was evidently everything she said he was. Yeah, Shamia said you shouldn't look like, what you're going through. They split up and went on two different excursions. Portia, Shamia, and Britt went to what was they just downing shots out they mouth, taking the shots, putting the shot cup over they covering the shot cup with their lips and just boom, tossing it back. I would have choked myself to death. Can you see? I could not have taken no shot like that and just threw that mug back in my. I would have died, gagging and cackling and hackling. And everybody, the other girls went to a whiskey tasting. Cynthia was drunk, high as Cooter Brown. Uh, Drew said that she was going to get Portia a bottle of whiskey, that a bottle of the whiskey that they were sampling, so as an olive branch. I don't think that I never thought that was a good idea. I'm not sure why anybody would geek her up to do that, because I did not feel like Portia was in a space where she could accept something from her. Even whiskey, like, I mean, this is Portia's trip. So if she wanted whiskey, she could have definitely got it. So if you gonna pretend, I mean, gonna buy her a bottle of whiskey, and you're gonna use this as an olive branch and give it to her for her birthday, and she's just gonna pay you dust. I just don't feel like you should have done it. Um, she said she wanted to get Portia something, so whatever. Shamia ends up, this was my time that I did not like what Shamia was doing, because at this point to me it looked like Shamia was well, which she always is, like she is Portia's hype girl, and she looked to me like she was still in that space of friend of, like how she was friends of all of these seasons, and she wasn't a main cast member. And because she just blatantly lied on Drew and said that Drew said something about her, and that was clearly a lie because production, of course, rolled it back. And she hadn't said that. Drew didn't say anything. Drew didn't say anything that Shamia accused her or said that she was saying. And I'm just like, Shamia, it just looks so bad when you do the most for Portia, and there is no reciprocity in your relationship, and you really go hard in the paint for her and your friendship, and you go so hard and you don't even see her do half of what you do, and you are just such the spokesperson for her, and you are going to be the one to you're going to speak up for her before she speak up for herself. You gonna make sure and you just blatantly lied on this girl for no reason, just to stir the pot, feel like you a part. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, it looked bad on Shamia to me. Britt tried to act like Angela always plays the victim. Hey Karen, thank you for joining. Hello. Britt acts like Angela is always playing the victim. Pot meet kettle. Britt said Angela always has something to say, and she just always wants to be the victim and wants someone to feel sorry for her. And I'm like, really, Britt? This what you want to say? This is honestly your take on this, because you have been the biggest victim. Um, they get back to the house. They getting ready for a cowboy dinner, and Portia. They all come down to dinner, and Portia is coming all down in all black, looking somber and sad. You know how you just sit there with an attitude because you want everybody to be like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? What happened to her? What's wrong with her? Who did it? What happened? What did?" No, but anyway, so she sat there, and of course, everybody was just trying to figure out what was wrong with her and why was she looking so somber and sad and sick. And she said that she had just gotten a call, and um she found out that Dennis and Drew had been filming together. They had already filmed together. um they had done episodes, and Dennis had not notified her of the days that they had filmed together. And oh, and she's saying that she's mad. Dennis, she felt like Dennis did owe her a conversation. And I just don't feel like it. I just don't. I feel like he never I feel like when you were engrossed in your marriage, they started working together. During that time, you probably would have cussed him out had he came to you and said, "I'm working with Drew." Now, because you and Drew were cool and Drew is the ambassador for the Go Naked Hair, Drew could have said, "Well, Portia, I just want to let you know, Dennis and I are working together. He's doing his He don't. He shouldn't owe her anything, Karen. He shouldn't have to say anything to her. The only reason why she feels like Dennis owes her something now is because she's going through this divorce. And she's very sensitive. And it is a very sensitive topic. And she wants to, if it had been um a world where she may have wanted to get back with Dennis, she wanted to be able to go down that road with no hiccups and no problems, which she still can, because him and Drew just work together with the music. But it we're this is getting so much conversation because she is divorcing, because her and Simon aren't together anymore, because Simon has been deported, or ain't nobody heard from him, and she don't have nothing else to do. She don't have anything to occupy her time. So she gonna check Dennis and make him sit down and suck his thumb. Like, girl, you ain't nobody's mammy, and nobody but PJ. Sit your butt down. Ain't nobody thinking about you. So they learned the line dance. They did the little dancing thing. They look like they had a good time with that. Um, so while they're sitting down and Portia doing her, I don't want to talk to nobody. Hello, baby. Hi. And they sitting down at dinner. Portia telling her that no, Portia's not talking to anybody. And they're all asking her if she's okay. And Drew is take this time to try to say something to Portia. She asked Portia, did you want me here? Is it okay that I'm here? And Portia says something like, you straight, it's cool, you good. And Drew got up and said, I'm leaving. And everybody like, no, no, don't leave, don't leave. She said you can stay. She said you can stay. It's okay. And it's like, y'all want her to be y'all entertainment, because the way that girl said, it's cool, you good. Like, I would have left too. And then all the girls all chiming in, wanting to let her keep looking like the little puppy dog that's chasing after the bigger dog. And they want her to keep kissing up behind Portia so that they could see, oh, did you hear what she said? Oh, did you hear what Portia said to her? Oh, did you hear what you said to Portia? Oh, did you hear what they said? Did you see when she tried to sit next to, like, y'all want to, this is y'all entertainment. Y'all forgot Drew going through a divorce too. So Drew has things that she's dealing with internally too. She is Portia not the only one who's dealing with things, and her husband is living in her basement. He is the people under the stairs. And he's fighting to stay there. So as much as he hates her and as much as he's ready to get a divorce, he wants to continue to antagonize her and keep on belittling her and bothering her and stressing her out and stalking her. That's what she got to deal with at home. And every second, fifth, and sixth Saturday, she gotta leave her house so that this fool can come from under the stairs and entertain his kids. If that ain't I would rather be where Portia is in her divorce rather than have to deal with what Drew dealing with. Because I don't want to see hair nor hat of you. And we divorcing and we don't like each other no more. You better not even be on the same street I'm on. So give her some grace. Like, I don't think it was cool for them to keep trying to encourage her to stay there and kiss Portia butt. No, it's not okay. Portia is very uninterested. Every time she says something to her, she responds in a very dry tone. And Drew said, I just want to go. And then Portia had the nerve. I mean, you come all the way out here and you want to celebrate somebody's birthday. And then because I didn't respond back to you, right, you want to just leave. Girl, gone. Like, straight up. I said, Portia is just too full of herself. So you thought that this girl was supposed to just try to kiss your behind all night? So you could be like, why you keep trying to kiss my butt? Like, why don't you go? I told you, just stop, just don't talk to me no more. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what did they expect? And then why did they want to see this show of this girl looking so pitiful? Why this lady just disrespecting her and giving her behind the kiss, and then y'all just want to sit over here on the sidelines and watch this out of grown adult over 40-year-old women? Like, no, no, let her go home. So she got up and she's packing her wraps and deuces to the girls. Um Angela, they get to talking about Angela not taking accountability. So Angela says, what happened with Portia taking accountability? Remember that question that Kelly asked a long time ago? Why you take that lady husband? And so Angela said, yeah, Portia, what happened with that question that love my Kelly had for you? And she said, Angela, she said, Angela can kiss my ass. And I said, wow, just because you don't want to answer the question? Like, just because she asked you why you take that lady husband and you don't want to answer that because you don't feel like you took them, or you think that's a disrespectful question, or like, please give me the reason for this energy, ma'am. Please. Because you did take that lady husband. So all I'm trying to figure out is why you getting mad at them? She said Angela can kiss mics. Angela said, I don't want that fix a flat. I said, these ladies are so crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't either, Karen. If I was Drew, I wouldn't try with Portia. I wouldn't have tried with her 4 times ago. I might have given her 2 good times only because that is your kid's father. And I want to feel I'm a girl's girl. So I do want to feel like I am doing the responsible thing by giving you a heads up and becoming transparent with you. But once I come to you and I try to apologize and I try to apologize again and you don't accept it, or you ignore me, or you just say stuff like, I don't care, you good, it's middle finger. Like, I don't care about you either. You invisible just like you think I'm invisible now. So now we can both be invisible to each other. I'm not trying no more. Not at all. Um so yeah, peach juice just in the skinny of it, peach juice is just losing her man at this point. I think she just feel like everybody is supposed to kiss her behind in some capacity. Not because it's her birthday, but because what she was dealing with, because of the way Drew and Dennis are moving. Like, everybody should just treat her as if she is the victim, and she's missing something, and we should all console her and put her in a good place, uplift her spirits, make her feel better about herself. But you didn't tell that lady when you was taking her husband, when you so-called was DMing them so you could check on them in a divorce, and then once you checked on them and then you kept checking on him and you never checked on her again. You see how that went? You see how disloyal that was also? Like, you didn't say anything else to that lady. You just continue to check on him until you checked on him so much that you married him. So yeah, nope. She full of and I could care less. They all dismantled. Portia and Cynthia are in the bed talking, and Portia just is telling Cynthia like, you said, does Portia not know? I don't think she knows, Karen. I think she's delusional because she really thinks she feels like she is the star. I don't know how, but I because they built it up that way. So I think they build it up like to where Portia would be the star, but not so much now. Not so much now. Um Cynthia and Portia are speaking, in the bed, and Portia's telling her, how would you feel if somebody start working with Leon without you knowing? Well, to save face, Cynthia had to say, oh, I would be mad. Oh, I would be pissed. Cynthia would not care. Cynthia had been married 16 times on Leon. And she wouldn't give she Cynthia would not 50 Cent, no, she wouldn't care if anybody was working with Leon. She would care less. Anybody doing movies with Leon, she wouldn't care about that. Yeah, Shamia is. um So yes, Portia was just saying, how disappointed, she was, and just trying to explain it to Cynthia in a way that Cynthia could, take her side or whatever. And Cynthia understood it. But the last part, so they ended up going to the pool at the end. Angela did not want to go to the pool. She stayed up in her room, but Portia, Shamia, Kelly, I think Britt was down there, and I think uh Angela stayed up in her room. She was up in her room, and she was on the phone with her husband Charles. So she hears them out there, cackling and howling and screaming and, having a good time. And she hears her name. So she goes to the window and she decides to record. She decides to record them. Portia is a liar, Karen. She really is. So she decided to record them. So Portia, Shamia, Kelly, and Britt, and Portia, Angela hears Portia say, she better shut up before her husband. This is what Portia said. Yeah. She said she better hope out her husband. So really, Portia, and then production asked Portia while she was in a confessional, did you say anything? Yes, yes, Pink Panther. They said, they asked Portia, did you say anything about Angela or Charles? Portia said, I didn't say nothing about none of them. Lie, lie, lie. And when Angela started hearing them, Portia hightailed her behind up out that pool so quick and got on in her room. She didn't want to hear nothing. But at Kelly, everybody said that she said that. So she also, you ain't got enough yet. But you sitting over here crying about Drew not telling you that she was working with your baby daddy. And this is the type of that you would do. Yes. She said she better be quiet before her husband. That's what she said. So this is what you talking about with your castmates. You talking about um what you gonna do to her husband. She here, she upstairs, she can hear you. And then Shamia talking about, yeah, because I heard he was with everybody in Atlanta. Like, shut up, that ain't even your business. Like, let Portia kill this herself, because she really messed up when she did that. Because of course, you know what the rumor is already, that you took this lady husband. Now it's gonna be like, do you have any integrity? Do you have any? any type of integrity, because what would make you say anything like that? Like, why would you even joke like that? Because I'm certain that Portia was not serious. Well, I'm hoping and I'm praying. And very Pink Panther, very foul. I'm really praying that it was a joke, even though it's a whole lot of stuff that you could have joked about. Instead of that, especially when that is the topic of discussion all the time. Every time Drew is around, you have the topic of discussion about her being disloyal to you because she did not call you about working with your kid's father. But now she better shut up before you, her husband. Like, that's really the way that you want to go about this. And Angela was just pissed. So they get up the next morning and Angela's packing her bags, waiting on her ride. So Kelly walks up to her, good morning, ah, bubbly. Good morning. Hi. Hey, how are you? Good morning. Hey. And Angela, like, I just don't want to be fake. And Kelly, like, what? What's wrong? What do you mean? I say good morning every morning. What's wrong? What do you mean be fake? And she like, I just don't want to be fake. Hey, I said hey. And Kelly like, oh no. What are you? I mean, what's going on? What? She's like, I'm leaving. And Portia should feel like on a stick because you was drunk, running your mouth, and you caused this lady to leave. And she said they all lap dogs to Portia. Britt, Kelly, and Shamia. Because of course, of course, when she said that, did nobody say, what you, girl, you not about to say that now. Now I know you ain't about to even fix your lips to say that. I know that ain't the angle you want in now. Cause you still trying to get your name back. Cause people still talking stuff. You getting mad at Angela last night at the dinner table because she said you ain't never answer Kelly. And this is the conversation. This is what you want to work towards. This is the conversation that you want to push forward. You want to talk about in her husband. Like, that's really where you want to go with this. These are people you have to continue to work with. You guys have to continue to jail. You guys have to continue to go on trips, go out to dinner, fraternize, whatever. You don't have a real beef with anybody, not even Drew. But then you would open up and say some bullshit like that. I will, her husband. Okay. Well, if that's the way you want it to, that's the way you want to go out. Okay. And that was it. That was the episode. And Portia lied to production when she was in her confessional and she said, I didn't say anything about either one of them. And everybody already said that you said it, except your BFF lapdog. Shamia wasn't gonna repeat that. But did Shamia say it? I'm trying to think. Shamia may have made a comment or so. Maybe she did. But Britt said it. So there is no, it's not like it's a secret. No, Kelly said it. Kelly said it too. Kelly and Britt said it. So it's already a majority rules thing. They know that you said it. Angela has it on video because she was recording you guys because she could hear you guys say her name. And this is the way that you want to move going forward in this group. So now everybody just know you as the you just or the group because you are just anybody man. Like, that is just tacky. That's tacky. That really lacks tech. Like, for real. So I don't think Portia anybody should feel sorry for her as far as her divorce. Yes, 304. I don't feel like nobody should feel sorry for her as far as her divorce. I don't feel like Drew should try not one more time to say sorry to her about working with Dennis and not telling her. I don't feel like nobody should be coming to her trying to console her and help her out with a story and keep on asking her what's wrong with you, what's wrong with you, what's wrong with you. I feel like she needs to sit in this on her own, and she doesn't do well with taking thought. She does not do well with that accountability piece. She does not. And Pink Panther said, "Me either." She just doesn't. She feels like, I think that she feels like she is too big to have to accept thought, and I feel like she feels that whenever she does something, that it should be overlooked. I think that, I mean, she think her, in essence, she just think her don't stink. I really think that she feels like that. And I'm just so not liking her this season, y'all. I'm not feeling her. This was supposed to be her comeback season. This was supposed to be us rooting Portia on for the season. This supposed to be, her getting all her businesses back intact. She divorced. Now she got to get back on the grind. So now she about to be peach juice again. She gonna be single and she on a prowl. Like, it was supposed to be fun, frisky Portia, but this is about to be a hot, nasty mess. And she's starting it. It's nobody's fault but hers. Um, that is the end. We'll see what happens next week. I did see the previews. I don't think she's going to be able to continue to hold on to the lie and say that she didn't say it. She'll probably just, go the route and say, I was just playing. It was a joke. I had been drinking. Of course, I would never do that to you. I wouldn't even think about, your husband or anything like that. I'm sure that she'll go that route. And if I was Angela, I would treat her like she treating Drew when she tried to come up to me with that bullshit and say how she was just playing when she was talking about screwing my man. I wouldn't care what she said. I wouldn't put nothing past her because I don't trust her. But okay, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I've enjoyed you guys. Thank you all. Have a great evening. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Pink Panther. I appreciate you. Thanks for the support. And I will holler at y'all tomorrow. I will be back. Thanks, Karen. And good night, ladies. I'll see you ladies tomorrow. Thank you.